I got to tell you, in a weird way, if you're a fan of the Chiefs, listening to this, you probably are. And if you're not, then like, what the are you doing? But like, if go home, or maybe leave home.
Like and subscribe. Actually, I think you should like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, and get the out of here. But what the hell's wrong with you?
It's that football show here on KC Sports. Tucker Franklin hanging out with Matt Verderame to get you set and ready to go for Chiefs and Chargers. I'm sure that's what everyone's fired up to talk about today on the podcast is Chiefs, Chargers. We're going to break down every single aspect of this matchup, Matt. Thanks to our partners at Ben Holiday Bottled and Bond Bourbon and Holiday Distillery. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I can hear people all around the greater Kansas City area just like, Mommy, why is Daddy drinking so heavily this week? It's like the Chiefs are going to be back on Sunday. Leave Dad alone. He's been through enough. Just like outside, like in the snow, on like an Adirondack chair, just drinking in shorts. Like, I don't care anymore. He broke my will to live.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm doing a lot better than the Chiefs are doing. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing better than the Chiefs are doing. We were talking before the podcast started, Matt. Like this week just seems so weird and so just like bizarre. Yep. And ever since like I've at least started covering the team, I don't know if I've ever felt a week like this where it seems like the whole week, whether it's this show, Only Weird Games, the KC Laboratory, we don't really care about this game. And it's like we would much rather talk about like what's wrong with this team, fixes moving forward and everything like that. And I think you and I spent some time on Monday talking about that. And I think that there's been a lot of conversations about what's going wrong with the team. And it's kind of all glossed over the fact that they still do have to play a game against the Los Angeles Chargers, who are coming off a short week overtime game against the Philadelphia Eagles, where their quarterback is trying to stiff arm players with their surgically repaired hand. There's a lot of things that go into this game, obviously, with the Chiefs still needing to win to make the playoffs, because technically, I should say in air quotes, technically they're not out of it. But boy, howdy, I don't know if it's ever felt more over, Matt.
I mean, it has been the Mahomes era.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to try to, this is going to be a weird thing to say, okay. But this seems to be the forum for weird things to be said. I'm 37. I've been a Chiefs fan since 93, the year Montana got there. So I was 5. It's for sure I remember watching the thing. And like, I was thinking about this the other day. They really like don't owe anybody anything in the sense like this has been just a run that like nobody in a million years could ever see coming.
Sure.
But at the same point, everybody's got a right to be frustrated and pissed because they've just played so beneath themselves. Yeah. But I started to think about it and I was like, when is the last season that they had that was this disappointing? I mean, in terms of just obviously they've been horrendous compared to this. Like,
yeah.
But like in those years, you knew they were horrendous. It wasn't surprising because here's the thing, and this is kind of more to what I'm driving at here. My whole lifetime until they got Mahomes, like until Mahomes became the starter in 2018. Other than maybe the first year I watched them when they had Montana and they went to the AFC title game, there was never any hope that team was going to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Ever.
Right.
Like, there were a couple years in the 90s, like they maybe could have gotten one, I mean, beating Neil O'Donnell and Stan Humphries wasn't exactly like impossible, although it proved to be in the playoffs. Actually, it did beat Neil O'Donnell playoff game, but regardless, like you never, even as a kid, I never thought they were going to be like the Cowboys or the Niners or like the Brett Favre Packers in a Super Bowl. They weren't. They weren't good enough.
Yeah.
And then, once you got past Marty, forget it. Like, there was no team. The only team that would even kind of qualify maybe was that 03 team, but that team was awful defensively. Like, they weren't going to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't getting past Brady and Belichick. So, like, on one hand, I was thinking about this and I was like, man, hard to complain based on the fact I went 25 years watching this team. I mean, zero hope of winning a Super Bowl. Zero. They, look, I don't, please, if you're in KC or like don't take this like offensively, but like they were just another team that nobody cared about.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, they weren't a big name. You know, they weren't the Cowboys or, you know, a team in like a huge market. They were just another team. Like, okay, yeah, they're Cincinnati. You know, like whatever. Right. No, believe me, I've been to both cities. Kansas City is infinitely nicer than Cincinnati. But the point being, like, they're just a team. Like, they were just there. Like, some years they were good, and some years they weren't. But like, whatever. And like, what makes his year so frustrating is like they obviously, because of this run they've been on, were expected to be very good. I mean, hell, they were Super Bowl favorites like 3 weeks ago in Vegas, right. And it's just gone completely off the rails. And I think that's why, even though they're mathematically still in it, like people are just so done with it. Maybe because we've all gotten spoiled, or maybe because it's just a team that has really failed to live up to its abilities. And I was thinking, like, to answer my own question, I think the team in my lifetime that I look at and go, that's the team that was the last team that Marty coached, the 98 team, where, you know, if you're of a certain age, you remember that team because they lost in 97 to Denver in a game that to this day I wake up in a cold sweat over. And, you know, they went in with a team that on paper was still a team that was good. Like a team, like, all right, this team should be good again. You know, they still had the same quarterbacks with Gannon and Gerbach. Gerbach, by the way, that year, 5 TDs, 12 picks. Great job by him. Just brutal. But you went into it and you're like, all right, like, you know, they had Derek Alexander, Tony Gonzalez, Andre Rison, Kimball Anders, they had Joe Horn. Like, they had real guys. They had a very good offensive line. Now, they couldn't run for shit. Nobody could run the damn ball. But, like, defensively, still a Derek Thomas. Like, still had a team. You're like, okay, like, this team, Donnie Edwards was there. Like, still a really good team. And they started out 4-1 and were pretty dominant in those wins. Like, in 3 of those wins, gave up 8, 7, and 6 points. And then they lost 40-10 at New England. And that was the start of a 6-game slide, including, if you're, again, of a certain age, you'll remember this, the Monday night meltdown against the Broncos, where they took a billion penalties, and they were basically called an embarrassment on national television. And they finished 7-9. And that was it. Marty stepped down after the year was over. Gunther Cunningham became the coach. Like, that was it. Unfortunately, obviously, tragedy struck DT a few years later. Like, that was it. That team is the most, and of course, this is different because this is a dynastic team.
Right, yeah.
That team, at that point, you're like, God, they're just going to choke in the playoffs. But there were real expectations in 98. Like, that team was going to be really good, and they weren't. And that was the end of that era. This team, the open question is this the end of this era with this team? Is it now? I mean, look, you're obviously going to change out a decent amount of personnel here.
Yeah.
But, like, are we going to look back in 5 years and go, yeah, it was just a weird, wonky year, and then they won 14 games the next year, you know, and they won the Super Bowl? Or are we going to look back and go, yeah, that was kind of the beginning of what became, you know, a 3-year slide, or, like, maybe they even get to the playoffs in a year, but, like, they're not that good. You know, I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that question is, but it made me think about it anyway.
Well, it's like those Brady years, right? After he won his 3rd Super Bowl, there were years that, I mean, they still made the playoffs, but they had a Super Bowls. Yeah, they had a shit division they were in before Brady picked up another Super Bowl, right? So, like, they were in the playoffs, but they were never really anything, right? They never really were a threat before they picked up, like, who was it? Randy Moss. Was that 07? Yeah. They picked up Randy Moss.
And a couple years they were down. Then they got Moss and went undefeated.
Right.
And they lost in the Super Bowl. And then Brady got hurt because in the Chiefs game.
Yep.
Pollard. And then they were 10-6 in 09, and they weren't, like, so really, like, it sounds weird to say this, like, there was an undefeated season in the middle of that 5-year stretch.
Yeah.
But on either side of it, the other 2 years on either side of it were really just, they were never really like the only year they maybe could have done it was the year that the Colts won the Super Bowl because they would have played Rex Grossman.
Yeah.
But they lost the Colts. They blew a 21-3 lead to the Colts. Like, they weren't that good. And that's, you know, that's kind of the question with the Chiefs. It's like, is this just one of these things we're going to look back and go, all right, yeah, well, it was just a weird season, and they made a couple corrections and they were great again? Or are we going to be sitting here at this time next year like, oh yeah, they're 8-5 and they're fine. They're a good team, but yeah, they're not going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting to see. It'll be interesting. Obviously, we don't have an answer to that right now because they're still
do not
have times to play out, and there's supposed to be a game to be played this week, Matt, with the Chargers. I already talked about how this week was weird.
Yes.
Have you used any brain power to break down this matchup in your head? Because as we started to sit down for this podcast, I was like, oh yeah, there's going to be a football game being played between these two teams. Well, and these two teams are beat to shit.
There's a game that's scheduled.
That's true. That's a great point.
Whether
noon game
playing it.
Have you seen, by the way, noon game at Arrowhead? It's going to be pretty chilly. Plenty of tickets available, though, too.
Oh, those are going to be empty seats at this game.
Plenty of tickets available if you want to go see your Chiefs.
I mean, honestly, man, I think people, and again, this is being spoiled, but people are just done with it. They're like, this team stinks. I don't want to watch this. I'm not going to sit outside in 0-degree weather and watch them lose to the Chargers. I'm just kind of done with it.
Yeah.
Now, I got to be honest. I think if you got tickets, listen, if you can sell and make a profit, hey, man, I'm not telling you not to make money.
Sure.
If you got the tickets, come on, throw a fucking jacket on and get out there. Okay? I mean, what are we doing here? But that being said, listen, as far as the game goes, yeah, I mean, I did my own pod earlier, and I was talking about it for 10 minutes. And to me, look, this game is really simplistic in terms of breaking it down. We talked about this last week, right? They've got to be able to block. We know because of their limitations right now, tackle, the ball's going to come out quicker. Now it looks like Trey Smith's going to play in this game, which is helpful.
Yep.
And now we know that Esapol can play. So it's not as dire.
Second best tackle they got on the team, apparently.
Yes. I think though this game still comes down to the Chiefs, listen, the Chargers don't have the pass rush the Texans do. But
right,
they're solid up front. Minter's a really good defensive coordinator.
Oh yeah.
I mean, on offense, it's going to come down to blocking Tui Tolopo up front.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's I don't know, he's clearly the best guy they've got in the front seven, and being able to beat some of the schemes Minter has, the Chiefs are going to actually have to match wits and not just run the same plays again and again and again, which is probably not going to happen because the Chiefs have done that all year long. My bigger concern in this game, though, is with the Chiefs on defense. I just look at this game and it's they're not going to get any pressure. They should. Everybody does. Herbert's been hit 8,000 times this season.
106 quarterback hits in 2025, actually, by the way.
It's unbelievable. He gets hit every game 15 times.
Yes.
The Eagles have no pass rush. They're just like the Chiefs, and they sacked him 7 times in that fucking game. But it just hasn't mattered. The Chiefs just cannot get a pass rush. Now, against Houston in the second half, they did.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's tough to I don't know. It's really, really tough. By the way, Geno Smith and Cam Ward, the only two guys who've been hit sacked more than Herbert. I'm sorry, 45 times.
Well, yeah, so I'm looking at NFL Pro right now. So, Justin Herbert has taken 106 hits, as I've mentioned, quarterback hits. Patrick Mahomes is 93. Those were the most and tied for second most quarterback hits taken by any quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, which some of that with Mahomes, I got to be fair. Some of that is that Mahomes will stand in there and run around for 8 seconds. But, I mean, the pressure rate on Herbert is insane. The pressure rate on Herbert this year is 43.9, which is second highest in the league. By the way, just Mahomes, the lowest pressure rate in the league, 28.1.
Huh.
So that's why I say with the quarterback hits, it's a little different. Mahomes is just I'll just stand in here. I'm willing to get killed to throw a 5-yard out.
True, yeah.
Whatever.
Well, he has to when they're running all hitch.
Yes. It's hey, 3rd and 11, we're all running 4 yards. Find the guy who's opening up to get a first down here. Maybe if some guy has it goes down in a coma at corner, you can pick it up. Unless it's Pacheco, in which case he might just run right into the guy and fall over.
Right. Look, he'll get up really fast though, Matt.
He's going to feel good about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think, are they going to get pressure on Herbert, or is this just one of these games where we're walking out here the Chargers have no good offensive linemen, literally none.
Yeah.
It seems like Trey Pipkin's probably not going to play in this game.
Did not practice both Wednesday and Thursday.
They already said he's not going to practice the whole week. So, I mean, he's
there you go.
Probably not playing.
Yeah.
They have nobody in or outside, and the Chiefs will probably hit him like 5 times this entire game. They hit him 4 times in the first game. So 5 would be a step up in class. And the 2 sacks, or 3 sacks, 2 of them came from Franklin in that game.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, in a normal year, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, they'll probably win the game. But I'm going to be, I'm not big enough to win this game. I based on what?
Right.
I'm to the point, like, I just can't. I have stuck by them all year, picked them because I've genuinely felt like, well, they will rise to the occasion. And then watching that offense, the last handful of weeks, you're like, they're not rising to anything. It's not any good.
I talked about this, I think, our last show that we did, our last game preview. And again, it's true. It's like, this is another must-win game for this team, right? And there's no reason to think that they're just going to, like, flip a switch and turn it on. Like, there's no reason to think that things got fixed all of a sudden. We're foolish if we think that at this point. We've seen that they've had to win the last 5 football games that they've played, essentially.
They won one of them.
And they've won one of them. Yeah. In overtime. So that's really nice and encouraging to see. I don't get the warm and fuzzies, even though that a guy named Bobby Hart is a potentially going to be
one of the worst tackles in the last 10 years in the NFL. Awful. And the Chiefs will get like 1 pressure. He'll just stonewall Mike Dan and George, George maybe, yeah. By the way, because we do this, I feel like every week, so I'll just continue with this. The Chiefs right now, according to the Athletic, have a 12% chance of making the playoffs.
There you go.
Not good. 1-8.
Yep.
Here's the deal. If they were to win this game, it goes up to 19%. If they were to win out, it goes to 46%. And that gets bumped. Look, the Colts are going to lose twice. I don't think Phillip Rivers has run the table here. Okay.
Imagine.
That'd be the most 2025 Chiefs thing. That's what keeps them out.
Phillip Rivers keeping them out of the playoffs again.
Yeah, it's just balling out against Houston's defense. Like in week 18, they just can't say, like Iron Eagles says, my God, it's touchdown number 7. Like, yeah.
He throws for 512 and 7 tutties.
Yeah, just torching Will Anderson, talking all kinds of shit. No, it's not going to happen. This is also a 2025 Chiefs special. If the Chiefs win out and the Colts lose at least 2 games, do you know what their odds are to make the playoffs?
They got to be over 70, right?
50% even.
50 even.
And the whole thing comes down to the Chargers losing to Denver.
Yeah.
Now, like the Chargers would have to lose 1 of 2 to Dallas or Houston, but like I think that's a pretty good big bet that'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if one of those 2 games are lost by the Chargers, then they would go into week 18 with a scenario where they'd have a 59% shot because Denver is apparently like that's it. Like if the Chargers were to win that game, the Chiefs are screwed.
Right. You also need the Broncos to play their starters in week 18. So you need the Broncos to kind of be in the hunt for something.
Which they might very well be for the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
So, but that's where it becomes very, very interesting. I bet here's why I will bet money on this with not with the public because I don't want people coming after me. But if the Chiefs win the next 3 games and the Chargers have to beat Denver to get in, I can tell you right now how it's going to shake. You know what's going to happen? The Chiefs are going to play on Saturday in Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll play Saturday. And I guarantee you that game's close at halftime. Like that game is somehow like 17-14 at the half. And then they win, they'll pull away. That Chargers-Broncos game is going to be Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
And so you can just buckle up and sit there all day. Just like, oh my God. Right. And because if you look, and it's just stupid, I'll move off this. But if you look at week 18, is there any game that would stand out that you'd be like, no, it'd be that game? Detroit at Chicago might be.
Yeah. Jags have the Colts, don't they, in week 18? Or is that, no, that's Texas.
No, that's Houston and Indy. No, the other one that could be Baltimore, Pittsburgh.
Baltimore, yeah, okay.
In fact, I guess, I do take the second part of it back because what they'd probably do is play Denver and New England simultaneously.
Ooh.
You know, because that way they don't want to have a situation where Denver knows like they don't need to play anybody.
Yeah.
How funny would it be if Denver is looking up at the out-of-town scoreboard and they realize like one way or another like the game means nothing and they're up like 10-0 in the third quarter?
Yeah.
And they start yanking guys out of the game. It's like, hold on. Like, it's just like an absolute like hold the rope moment for Kansas City. Like,
right.
Oh my God. Like, if Jarrett Stidham drive him down once, like, turns out Jarrett Stidham's better than Bo Nix, just lights him up. You know?
Yeah. I think we should get out in front of this too. I know that there will be Chiefs fans that if it does get to that point and the Broncos do sit players, there's no need for Chiefs fans to be upset. We do not need to be.
I don't hear a word.
We don't need to be Bengals fans. Win more games, right? Yeah. So Chiefs fans, be prepared. I know that people listening to this show, they're ball knowers, and so they won't do that. But we just need to get out in front of that. I don't want you guys to be upset if the Chiefs need the Broncos to beat the Chargers and they sit all their starters. It's not because they don't want the Chiefs to get into the playoffs.
They're doing what's best for that.
Actually, Sean Payton might actually do that because they don't want to see the Chiefs in the playoffs. I think I could actually buy Sean Payton doing that because he doesn't want the Chiefs in the playoffs. But we're not doing that, guys. We're not going to do it.
No.
But they need a lot of help to get into the playoffs, to your point, Matt. And I guess my question is to you. I titled my stream this. I talked about this on my stream on Tuesday. Do you think it's more beneficial for the Chiefs if they miss the playoffs this year?
No. Because I think, look, that's why you play. Like, you're playing to get in. And if they get in at this point, they're going to be a 7 seed. Like, I don't even know that there's a world that they're not a 7 seed. I got to tell you, in a weird way, if you're a fan of the Chiefs, listening to this, you probably are. And if you're not, then like, what the fuck are you doing? But like, if go home, you know, or maybe you leave home.
Like and subscribe. Actually, I think you should like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, and get the fuck out of here. But what the hell's wrong with you? It would kind of be a really fun week if they're the 7 seed because, like, all these years, they're the team that everybody's like, oh, if they lose, boy, that would be a shocker.
Right.
It'd be so embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, if they went to Denver as the 7 seed, there is nothing but upside.
That's true. That's house money at that point.
If you lose, like, who cares? Like, I mean, yeah, you care, but okay, fine. Like, whatever, you know, it wasn't your year. If you go in there and beat them, bro, it's a hilarious outcome. it's like the funniest possible thing. And then I'm at, like, look, it's all pie in the sky, right? I think they're going to lose this weekend, so it won't matter. So it's like the last time we can do this.
Right.
You imagine if they got the AFC title game and they went to Buffalo and they were just absolutely fucking on a heater at that point. They would be at that point. They were 6 in a row. You know how tight asses would be clenched in Western New York if Kansas City rolled into that building. They're like, all right, last game ever at this stadium. Let's shut her down, boys. And smoke them.
Crazy.
You know? But that would kind of be funny with this team. They've never been worse than a 3 seed with Mahomes. So, like, there's always, and even the year they were a 3 seed, they were defending champion. So it's like there was always just like massive expectation. I would argue that in the entire dynasty, the game that I look back on the most fondly, and this is probably not what most people would say, is the Baltimore game. Because nobody gave them a shot to win that game.
Yeah.
And I remember watching the first quarter and saying to my dad, I'm like, Baltimore looks like they're going to piss their fucking pants in this game. Like, they are terrified. The Chiefs have scored 2 touchdowns on 2 drives, and the Ravens look like they would like to like hit the reset button and start this game over, but they can't do it.
Yeah.
As just from the fan in me, I took such satisfaction in that game because it was like so often the Chiefs are like the Soviet Union in the Olympics in hockey. You know, like
yes.
They're just a big bad bear, or like they're the Americans in basketball.
Yeah. Okay.
If you lose, you're an embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose, it's an embarrassment. If you win, it's almost a relief. Like, oh, thank God. If they get in as some bullshit 7 seed and go up to like Mile High or something,
right?
Nothing but hilarity can happen. Either they lose, and like, okay, fine, well, at least they made a run at it. Or they win, and it's legitimately one of the funniest moments in franchise history. Like, can you imagine? And because Denver will have to have gotten them in.
Right.
Like,
yes.
Kansas City will go up there. Like, hey, thanks, and then just beat them. You know, and if they lose, like, all right, cool, somebody else beats Bo Nix. It's fine.
Right. Like, yeah. Drake May will beat him or something. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Or like Trevor Lawrence in like the worst quarterback game in NFL history. Like, so yeah. Look, I understand your point. Like, if they lose, they get more of a break, and it's a harder reset.
There's consequences there too. So there's finally consequences for all of the cracks that we've seen in this team, and there's
correct.
The winning has cured a lot of things, and I've talked about this a lot, is like winning cures all, right? And now that they are losing, you are actually seeing what we all have kind of been talking about for a while. We're like, okay, but they keep winning games, so I guess it's okay. Now missing the playoffs would actually give them a consequence to what all they've been fucking up all these years, right? So like that I understand, like, to your point of like, yeah, you play the game to make the playoffs, and obviously it's not good to miss the playoffs. But to actually have real consequences for them to be like, oh, well, we fucked around and we found out. We can't fuck around anymore type of deal, I think would be beneficial. Not even to mention like the mental and also physical break that comes with it as well. It is very interesting. I understand both sides. Like, I see, like, I'm not going to be upset if they go. I don't want anybody to hear me say that, like, I think it's better for them to miss the playoffs and I'm like cheering for them to miss the playoffs. No, like, that's not, I don't want them to miss the playoffs. This is just me trying to like cope basically with them missing the playoffs. Yeah.
No, listen, man. I mean, I hear you, and there's an argument for they just need to just like not even change to be fine. To go home, recharge, relax, just
take a nap,
just chill. I mean, they've played a football season's worth of games extra over the last
nuts.
Whole year. I mean, it's played 21 playoff games in Mahomes' career.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the people that one of the Patreoners that subscribed to my podcast sent me an email, and it was like screenshotting different things that they've done over these years. It's crazy. And one of them, since Mahomes became the starting quarterback in 2018, the Niners and Rams have 8 playoff wins apiece.
Okay.
The Chiefs have 17. And the Niners and Rams are tied for second.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Look, man, I don't care who you are. I grew up with the Chiefs, where they just lost every playoff game they were in.
Mm.
Every single play. I remember literally getting emotional when they beat the Texans with Brian Hoyer, because it was the first time they won a playoff game since I was 5. And when they won that game, I was 27.
What was that, 2016? Is that what it was?
January 2016.
January 2016. So 2015 season. Yeah.
22 seasons.
Yeah.
They've won 17 playoff games and 3 Super Bowls, and the 5 of them.
Right.
I mean, it's impossible. I remember when they played the Patriots in the AFC title game, the D4 game.
Oh, man.
And waking up that morning and just being so excited that I'm like, if they win, they're in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is impossible. They did it for 7 straight years. They went that game and hosted 6 of them. Like, so, yeah, I mean, look, there is something to it. But I do think just, hey, man, listen, you know what? If you're the Chiefs, you go out on Sunday, you play as hard as you can. You play, hopefully, a good game.
Mm-hmm.
You hope you win.
Mm-hmm.
And if you win, you're alive. And then your job is to go beat the Titans and hope that the Chargers blow a tire to Dallas.
Yep.
And if they don't, then your job is to go beat Denver and then root like hell the following Sunday for the Chargers to lose to the Texans.
Yep.
And if they lose to either one of those Texas teams, you go into the last week of the season. All right, if we win and they lose, we're in the playoffs. My advice is take it one game at a time. They've got to beat the Chargers. That's what they need to do this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is bullshit. They've got to win this game this weekend. If they do it, they still got a long road ahead of them. But there's life. There's life. And that, you know, that I think as a fan at this point is all you can hope for. Is just that every week still matters.
Yeah. In the KCSN history, not even just this podcast history, in my time podcasting history, there's never been a game that doesn't matter that's not like a sitting starters week 18 game, right? It's like,
yeah,
where you're already locked into the playoffs. Like, I've never done a podcast for a game that had no ramifications on like the future, right? I mean, obviously sans the games where they sit the starters in week 18, but like that'll be a weird feeling. And there's a way, Matt, that this team is eliminated. Like, there is a scenario this week if they lose to the Chargers and the Bills beat the Patriots, the Jags, who are the Jags playing this week?
The Jags are playing the Texans play the Cardinals. The Jags are playing the
Jets.
Oh, the Jets. Okay. So they've won.
Yeah, so Chiefs lose, right? Bills beat the Patriots, Jags beat the Jets, and the Texans beat the Cardinals. Boy, none of those are too crazy to happen.
Yeah, if they lose, they're probably cooked. Like, I mean, they're cooked anyway, but like,
right, yes, right, yeah. They are extra crispy. They are, yeah. Man, that's crazy how, like, you could see every one of those results happening in this Sunday, and they will be officially eliminated. And man, there's going to be a lot of rejoicing on the timeline if that happens.
Hey, yeah. I mean, listen, long live the king, right? I mean, it's funny because if they don't get in the playoffs, which it doesn't look like they're going to, and the Ravens may not, and the Bengals are done. We'll get to the Bengals here momentarily, but like, because they might be like fold the franchise done. If the Bills don't win the Super Bowl this year, I'm serious when I say I don't ever want to hear about the Bills for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if the Chiefs had not pissed their pants all year and went into the playoffs with this bozo fest of a conference? I mean, you'd already be planning the parade. You was. I mean,
oh yeah. I mean, we were in week 6. We were playing the parade right after they looked like a super team after the Commanders game, right?
I don't know if anyone is any good in the AFC. I think New England is, but even there, like, they're good, but like I don't think they're like great or anything.
Yeah, right.
If you're Josh Allen this year and you don't get to the Super Bowl this year, bro, pack it up. I don't want to hear. I swear to God, I'll block every MFer out there if they lose a game to like Bo Nix or Trevor Lawrence or God forbid Pittsburgh. I will block everyone. Like, well, he doesn't have the help, bro. He could win with Vanderbilt that week. Are you kidding me? Like, if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, or at least at a bare minimum get to it, like, look, they get there and they lose to the Rams or something. Okay, like sure. Fine. Although I'd still argue, hey, like, win it
done. Yeah, you were the better quarterback in that game.
I don't want to hear. Although Sean McVay against Sean McDermott might be the mismatch of a lifetime. But in any event, fair. As McVay's going to like a Rolodex of personnel, and McDermott's like, I don't know, like nickel. That'll be fun. The Rams is going to 13 personnel, just run them over for about 250 yards in that game.
Right. Yeah.
No, listen, like, I'm going to be in Santa Clara for that game. Okay. I just booked my flight. And I'm going to tell you something. The Bills better fucking be there. Because if they're not, and I'm looking down at New England, or I'm looking down to Houston, or I'm somehow looking down at Kansas City, well, I got to tell you, something has gone tragically wrong for the Bills.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear a word about he doesn't have enough. Bro, you're playing Jacksonville in the playoffs. Like, come on. You're getting like a November schedule in January. You've got to be able to handle this. The fact that they can't even win their division this year, not great. Like, because that's kind of the dirty secret. The Bills are not that good this season. They're really not. But the conference thing's so bad. You're like, look, if you can't get to the Super Bowl with Josh Allen in this conference, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't care how many rushing touchdowns he has. I don't care that he's got an MVP. Like, that's great. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he's a great player. But if you're going to sit there and throw him into like the all-time category, if you don't win the Super Bowl this year, this is an all-time fumble.
Yep.
Like, come on, man. Even the NFC stinks.
Yep.
Like, the Rams are good. The Packers are like all right. But if it's Bills Packers, bro, you better win that game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't want to hear, like, well, the best guy I had was Shakir, and they're like, no. Come on. You better go out there and get it done. My God. I mean, right now, we're watching Thursday Night Football as we're recording this. I'm looking at the 4 seed at home in a must-win game, essentially, losing to the Falcons. The damn Falcons, the guy just punted the ball from midfield. He's trying to hit a pooch kick. He just punted it off the goalpost. Like, oh my God, look at this team. And like, this is what the NFC's putting forth. I don't want to hear. The Bills don't win the Super Bowl this year. Spare me for the rest of my life. Conversations about Buffalo.
I love it. We might get into more of Mahomes and Allen talk later because I know that you're pretty fired up about it on the timeline. And
well, I was pretty fired up about it. I normally don't get too fired up in the timeline, but I did in this case.
You did. I listened to your space that you held. You were holding a space, and I had to listen to it.
Hey.
But we got to take a break. We got to burn our first time out and our only time out here. After the break, we got to talk about this, what Joe Burrow said. I've pulled up the comments. I've got the quotes. I need to read the quotes. If you guys haven't read the quotes, I'm sure you guys have seen it by now, but we've got to talk about what he said because, boy, howdy. It sounds like me after I watch a Chiefs game, actually.
Yes.
It sounds like. But we got to take a break. Chiefs.
Just a short drive from Kansas City. Experience the history, the heritage, and the bourbon at Holiday Distillery. Tour Missouri's oldest distillery, where real Missouri bourbon is made the old-fashioned way. Walk the grounds, taste the tradition, and take home a bottle of something special. Make the trip, sip the story. Holiday Distillery, Weston, Missouri. Book your tour at holidaydistillery.com.
Missouri, your moment is finally here because DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is now live in your state. Now you can make every game even more exciting with same-game parlays, money lines, props, and more, all from your phone, all safe, secure, and easy to use. Missouri fans know game day. The tailgates, the noise, the passion. Now with DraftKings Sportsbook, you can bring that same energy to every snap, every touchdown, every win. And right now, new Missouri customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. No waiting, no nonsense, just pure action powered by America's top-rated sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KCSN. New Missouri customers bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. That's code KCSN. The crown is yours. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
I'm BJ Kissel, founder and CEO of KC Sports Network. Emprise Bank has been with us from the beginning. They were our first network partner, and they believed in the vision of what we were building from the start. I can't speak to any other banks or companies and how they operate, but I can tell you from personal experience and based on the growth of the network you're listening to right now, that if you have banking needs, call our friends at Emprise Bank. We've worked with so many great people there over the years, from Vicky and Aggie to Andrea, Lori, Jackie, Deb, and Aaron, and not to mention so many others that not just supported KC Sports Network, but supported our KCSN Foundation as well. But the best thing that I know is that if I have a question or a problem, no matter how dumb the question is, I know who I'm going to call and who I'm going to talk to. And I know that I'm getting an answer from someone that I can trust. And I know that person is there to help us. That's why Emprise Bank has always been and continues to be our partner in Possible. And they can be yours too. You just have to reach out. If you have a banking need, whether it's business or personal, hit me up. I will connect you directly with the same people that have helped us build KCSN. And that's our friends at Emprise Bank.
Matt, I'm sorry. I had this pulled up. This is hand up. This one's on me. I pulled up a New York Post article of the Joe Burrow situation so I could read the quotes. It just automatically took me to another article as soon as we went to break. The headline: Man plunges to his death during pickleball match in quote tragic accident.
I gotta tell you, if I'm playing against that guy, all I see is a forfeit and a win.
Oh, there's video?
Oh my God, is it really?
Yeah, he jumped down a case of stairs is what happened. So that's kind of like his fault.
Hold on. Yeah.
I'll send you the link here. I gotta drop that in there. And it was also fitting that it was pickleball. It looked like he just thought that this was like it. So there's like a fence, right? I'm trying to describe this for the listeners here. There's a fence. And it looks like he thinks that like the ball went over and he's like, oh, I'll just jump over this fence real quick to get the ball. But it's like a staircase and he just like falls all the way down.
I mean,
that's tough.
Having in Malaysia.
I didn't see that. I didn't read very far.
Malaysia. Yeah. Come on, man. I mean, not good.
Yeah.
Not good. I'd also say, look, there's an easier way to quit the game. My God. I hate prayers to him and the family, but that's
Right.
rough,
No.
man. Like, I had so-and-so like, well, he jumped over a fence trying to get a ball, and it turns out there was a 58-foot drop.
It's crazy that's how like your fans would find out that you're an idiot.
That's what I'm saying. What happened? Well, he thought the ball was out, so he jumped over it. He just kept going.
Turns out he forgot he climbed 4 flights of stairs to get up to the court.
Yeah. He was on the roof.
Right.
It was a fence for a reason. God almighty.
Anyway, Joe Burrow, it sounds like he wants to jump off of a fence. That's what it sounds like, because let me read you his quotes.
For pickleball, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he might start playing pickleball here pretty soon, because his quotes during his Wednesday press conference, Joe Burrow said, quote, "If I want to keep doing this, then what am I trying to do with myself? And I have to have fun doing it. You know, if it's not fun, then what am I doing it for?" So that's the mindset. As you know, Joe Burrow is coming back from a grade 3 turf toe injury in week 2. So, I mean, he's coming back. He said, "Do I have fun playing? I mean, how much? Winning's always fun, but in general, was it as fun as before? No, I wouldn't say it was that way." Yeah. Nuts quote, by the way, if you're a Bengals fan, to hear that happen. The changing point, I'm not sure there was a singular moment for me, Burrow said. Reflection on a lot of things that I've done and been through in my career, I think. And I've been through more than most. Certainly not easy on the brain or the body. So just trying to have fun doing it again. He also added, there's just a lot of things going on right now. Football related, personally, all of the above. So that's alarming.
That is a 5-alarm fire.
Yeah.
Look, by the way, he said that all on his 29th birthday.
Yes, it was his birthday when he said that. That's a great point.
Happy birthday. Listen, I got to tell you, if I'm in the Bengals organization, I'm terrified because, that sounds like a guy, no hyperbole here. You never hear a player talk like that.
No.
Like, ever. Can you imagine the reaction on this pod about $1 million if Mahomes said that?
Oh my gosh.
Like Mahomes was like, honestly, I just got to figure out like what I'm doing moving forward because it's just not fun anymore. Big. Are we looking at Minshew in 2026? Like, what's happening? Look, so I started thinking about this, and then I overheated because I was trying to think too hard, and then I rebooted.
Right.
Mike Evans just mossed a crap at some corner for the Falcons. He was desperately trying to plead that it's incomplete. It clearly isn't.
So Mike Hughes.
No, it might as well have been. So I started thinking about like, what does this mean if if you take it at face value, which I think you have to, which is it, listen, to me, it means that he's really tired of playing on a team that is not a playoff team. They have not gone to the playoffs since they lost to the Chiefs in the AFC title game. Okay.
Wow.
Zach Taylor's been the coach now. I believe this is his, this is his 7th season. Mm-hmm. And unless a miracle happens, this is the 5th time they haven't made the playoffs. Like, he's not that good of a coach. And that organization, do you know how long Duke Tobin's been the GM there?
99, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're the smallest scouting department in the league, smallest PR staff in the league. They just don't spend any money. They don't care. They don't do anything.
I was born in 98, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. 88. I'm slowly dying. Actually rapidly. But that's mostly because I go to Cold Stone too often. I'm ready for the sweet release of death.
Bang, so it's go good.
Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad. Got the scale the other day. I was like, oh God, this could be bad. Turned out it's pretty good.
Hey.
All right, great.
Win's a win, you know. You'll take them. You'll take them however you can get them.
That's right. Dropping those LBs by just eating like shit. Great. Might be a longer term issue in the offing. Who knows? But in any event, no, listen, like, you look at it with Burrow and just say, man, you're not winning. You've had 3 major injuries now. You've got more money than you ever know what to do with. Obviously, he's still in the midst of a huge contract, so it's not like he could just walk away from like pennies. I mean, it's huge money.
True.
But you wonder if he's looking at this thing going, yeah, I've got my receivers, but I get beat to shit every year. I don't believe in the coach. Our defense, I mean, look, he's never going to say it in a presser. That defense has got to be unbelievably depressing. Yeah. Every time you score, you just get beat again.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. And now you're about to lose Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
And probably Cam Taylor-Britt. And your best player on defense is who? DJ Turner II? Like,
oh,
not Jamar Stewart, say that much. So, like, you are just staring down the barrel of a team. Like, they're not going to get better because they don't care. The owner actively doesn't give a shit if they win. Doesn't care. They don't spend money. They don't invest. I get, and I know the retort that well, they spent it on Burrow and Higgins. And yeah, I understand it. They don't spend money anywhere where it matters. They don't spend money on the coaching staff. They don't spend money in the personnel department. They don't spend money in the scouting department. They don't spend any. I mean, my God, defensively, is there anybody on that team making money after Hendrickson leaves? Is there one guy in that team making any money? It's ridiculous.
No, it can't be.
They don't care. So, like, that led me to think about another guy who the Bengals drafted number 1 overall way back when, Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
Carson Palmer played 7 seasons for the Bengals, and he went 46-51. Never won a playoff game.
Wow.
And at age 31, said, trade me. And the Bengals essentially told him to go fuck himself.
As they usually do.
Yeah. And he retired. And then midway through the 2011 season, he got traded to the Raiders, and he unretired. And they probably wished he retired because in 2 years with the Raiders, he was 8-16. And then he got to Arizona. And in Arizona, he had a renaissance. He had a great last 5 years of his career. He went 38-21. They went to an NFC championship game. He was in the MVP mix in 2015. He was an all-pro. He was second in MVP voting that year behind Cam. Like, he ended up having a really nice ending to his career in Arizona.
Yeah.
And I would argue really probably played his best football there.
Yeah.
And I wonder if this is where we're headed eventually with Burrow. Where Burrow is just going to say, I've had enough of this shit. I get beat to hell every week. I don't believe in the staff. I don't believe in the organization. And, like, if you're him, you're human, man. You're looking around the league and you're going, okay, Clark Hunt's not exactly Jerry Jones with the pocketbook, but, like,
sure.
You know, they win all the time. They've got a great coaching staff. I know, obviously, right now, that's a controversial take, but, like, I mean, come on. You know, the Bills do not have the greatest roster at the moment, I don't think, but, like, they have always at least tried. They've made an effort to put top-tier talent around Allen.
Yeah.
So have the Ravens with Lamar. And I think if you're Burrow, you're looking at this going, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, look at what Stafford's. Yeah, they get Devontae Adams. You know, he's working with McVay. And I gotta watch this crap every week, like, where we have, like, 3 guys that matter on the whole roster, and the coach can't figure out how to, like, stop the team from scoring 45 points against us.
Yeah.
I would be insanely alarmed if I was a Bengals fan.
I think you have every right to be. I think we've talked about this before in the podcast where it seems like Joe Burrow is speed running the Andrew Luck career arc. And he's, I think, I can't remember who brought this up. I saw it somewhere, I fear, but I can't remember who I should credit for this. But Joe Burrow's played less games than Andrew Luck has in his career, but it's pretty close. I think Andrew Luck played like 83 career games, but and he's played like 72 or something like that. Joe Burrow's been sacked more than Andrew Luck has in his career already, and which is kind of crazy to think about because of the circumstances. But Joe Burrow's been sacked over 200 times, and only 70 some games. That is insane to think about. And, like, he has taken a beating, right? He's had several injuries since he's come into the league. His career is trending much like Andrew Luck's is and was. And I think that has to be the biggest fear, is that he retires. I like your theory a little bit better of just, like, he retires and then, like, they force the Bengals to trade him, then he plays again, right? Instead of just, like, completely 100% stepping away from football. But his comments that he made it sound like, I don't know if I want to play football anymore. That doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies that he wants to play football anymore. It's more of like what Andrew Luck was like. He's like, hey, I can't do this. Andrew Luck is like, I can't risk the future of me living playing like this. And
Ryan Grigson got involved, and that's what happens.
Well, yeah.
No, look, man. I mean, I just wonder with him, is there something to the idea of like it's not fun here?
Right.
Not fun here. I'm sick and tired of coming into work every day and like let's call it getting beat to hell because we can't do anything around me. I don't know. Like, is that by the way, Ryan Grigson? He was a GM for people who didn't know with most of Luck's career. Mm-hmm. He played one season in the NFL. He played for the Bengals. So the tie that binds. You know, it's just one of those things. I wonder if you're Burrow, are you kind of quietly like, I know I'm under a really long-term deal here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And if I've got to leave my buddy from LSU, Jamar Chase, here, well, that sucks. But I got to do what's best for me. And I also wonder if there's a part of him that's looking around the AFC going, okay, well, you've got, I know like it's a weird year, but you've got Mahomes, you've got Allen, you've got Lamar.
Sure.
I think you're going to have Drake May here for a while. Mm-hmm. Do I really want to deal with this? And not because he's not, like, as a competitor, you're going to be sitting there going, hey, I can beat anybody. But my point is, like, do I really want to deal with this while I'm surrounded by this organization?
Sure. Yeah.
I am not going to be given the chance to succeed here. I'll tell you right now, I mean this. If he ever came out and was like, I want to be traded, if I were the 49ers, I would literally call them up and be like, I'll trade you my family.
Yeah, I was like, what does he get? Like, you can only trade like three. Can you only trade three firsts?
In the future. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets like 3 drafts. So like if it was this year, it'd be like 26, 27, 28.
Yeah. I mean, he probably gets.
Dude, you'd have to like. It would. Oh my God.
Would it be 3 firsts? Do you think a team would give up 3 firsts for him?
Yeah, in a heartbeat. It'd be more than 3 firsts. It would have to be like 3 firsts, multiple day 2 picks, and then like a player.
Wow. Yeah.
Like if you're the Niners, it's probably like 3 first-round picks and like Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
You know, like seriously, it would probably.
Yeah.
That's why like I've always thought it was a funny exercise. Like, let's say you could trade as many picks as you want into the future.
Okay.
If a team called up the Chiefs, said we want to trade for Patrick Mahomes, you have to give us an on it. Like you have to, by league rules, give us a legitimate counter. How many picks would the Chiefs be like, okay, we'll do it?
10 firsts.
Yeah, I mean, I think the absolute minimum to even listen on the phone is 7, 8. Yeah. And yeah, I think 10 first, and they might be like maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't know if they do it.
Like, yeah, because you have to think those first round picks that you're going to be getting if you're giving them Patrick Mahomes are basically second round picks.
Like, it's insane, right? Like, I still don't know. But man, I just was over. I thought Al Michaels was asleep. No, he's all right. So I thought he was looking down. Like, I don't blame him. This game's bullshit.
Yeah, that's fair. So I looked up the Bengals active roster, what they have right now in terms of like their financial summary, right?
Yeah.
And cap hit. Their second highest paid defensive player, BJ Hill. You know how much he's making this year?
God, $11 million.
8.6. That is their second highest paid defensive player. Their third highest paid player is Joseph Osai on defense. 6.5.
For all the wrong reasons in football.
Correct. And then Geno Stone. But yeah,
I just pulled it up. Then TJ Slayton and Dax Hill. Oh my God.
Yeah, they're so screwed. Evan McPherson is top 15 for them and people making money.
So next year.
Oh gosh, I didn't even look at next year's. Take
away the void year for Hendrickson.
Sure.
BJ Hill's checking in at 12.1.
Good. That contract's moving the right way. Yeah.
What? How old is BJ Hill?
He will be 31 that year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's BJ Hill. Yes, is turning 31 in April and has 6 quarterback hits this year.
Cool. Good.
Okay.
If he keeps that up, he'll get $6 million for every quarterback hit that he has next year.
And then their second highest paid guy is TJ Slayton. And then it's Tax Hill. And then it's Shamar Stewart, who's on a rookie contract. This team is ridiculous. Orlando Brown Jr. is chilling out as a top 4 cap hit for them. And then, of course, obviously the top 3 are Burrow, Higgins, and Chase, which is fine.
Sure, yeah.
But here's the thing with Burrow. Like, if they were to trade him, so he's signed through 2029.
Yeah, he has a no-trade clause as well. I know that probably will be
that bad boy.
Right.
They could trade him immediately as a post-June 1.
Ooh.
They cannot trade him pre-June 1. They have to be a post-June 1. But here's your reason he'd be insanely expensive beyond the obvious. So if you acquire him, you're just paying his base salary against the cap.
Mm-hmm.
2026, 25.2. 2027, 27.2. 2028, 35.5. 2029, 40. Or I'm sorry, 48. Either way, like, that's insane. That guy's on your team for those cap hits for 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm the Niners, I'm 3 first, Brock Purdy. What else do you want? What do you want? You want Brandon Ayuk? Go
name
3
it.
wide?
Yeah, name them. Just you have
Nick Bosa?
Yeah, you want
take him. Great.
Take,
see you. Bye.
It is an open checkbook, I think. I think if you're Minnesota, I think if you're Minnesota at this point, I think you have to realize you fucked up with JJ McCarthy. I think you have to realize, we messed that one up. Yeah.
You know how hilarious it'd be if the Vikings trade a bunch of picks and also JJ McCarthy? The Bengals are like, hey, we know it's a tough day, but guess what? We got JJ McCarthy too.
Right, yeah. Guess who we have?
Like
JJ McCarthy. He is like Wish brand, like Temu Joe Burrow is JJ McCarthy.
I wonder if they could get like Andy Dalton back.
Ooh,
yeah.
Maybe
like
he'll come out of
a pick to Carolina.
Somebody brought this up to me when I was streaming on one of the live streams. Who would be the Chiefs' call out of retirement? The Colts obviously just called Philip Rivers out of retirement, which happened in between our shows, right? If you don't know, Philip Rivers is probably going to start in Seattle as a 44-year-old for the Colts. Crazy. Also, they just gave him 17, which is kind of wild that they can just do that. Even though their starting quarterback all year has been wearing 17 and Daniel Jones, and like they put him on the IR and they're just like, all right, 17's free now. That seems weird to me. Wait till the body's warm or dead. Or
that was kind of like, wow. But wait ball.
But if the Chiefs had to call somebody out of retirement, not saying that it would actually happen, but who would it be the person that you'd be like, all right, call them up, see if they can come in, see if they got anything left.
At any position?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how's Jamal's knee doing?
right, yeah.
Is Jamal Charles in his current state? Like, if he had to play tomorrow, is he better than anybody on this team at running back?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't even need to know how his current state is, but I'd say yes, yeah.
Like, if he's been chilling on the couch eating ho-hos for like 3 years.
Probably better.
Yeah, he's probably still better, right? Like, yeah, probably Jamal. Like, hey. How you feel about coming back for a few games?
It's gonna be him, or I think I threw out Tamba Hali.
48-year-old Tamba.
Yeah, Tamba. Jared Allen. He's in the Hall of Fame. Does that restart his? If he's already in, does it restart his clock?
No, I think he stays.
Okay, cool. Like, they can't take you out for being signing back in.
No, I mean, it's Frank Clark. Hey, Frank. Hey,
maybe. Terrell Suggs.
Sure. Anyone with a pulse who can hit the quarterback. You are welcome. Oh my God. I just look over the Falcons. It's 4th and 20, and they're showing Raheem Morris looking up at the board like wonder like, when is our flight out of here?
Is he gonna get fired?
He should be. He is.
So right now there's 2 head coaching vacancies, right? With Tennessee and New York and the Giants. Jeff Hafley has become a big, it's like, hey, Jeff Hafley might be the New York Giants head coach. Like, that's been a big name recently. Yep. Haven't heard a lot of buzz about Tennessee. I know Nagy was early on in that little buzz, but not a whole lot.
Arthur Smith and just all you can.
I mean, what?
Oh, he muffed the punt. God, it's loose. He recovered. The Falcons like 9 guys down there and didn't recover it.
Yeah, did you see the guy who didn't realize that the Falcons didn't recover it and he was like celebrating like the Falcons did recover it?
Yeah, he just stopped. He just realized it.
Is there what other NFL head coaching vacancies are going to be open? Do you think are going to come open?
All right, so we got, like I said, we got the Giants and the Titans. I know this is going to be a topic of conversation. I do not think the Eagles are going to fire Sirianni.
No, they probably won't. No.
I don't see it happening. Everybody else in the division safe. NFC North, everybody's safe. Kevin O'Connell's not getting fired.
No.
If he gets fired, my God, the Chiefs should pay him $25 million a year.
Every dollar that Clark Hunt owns.
Yes. The hell with air conditioning in the facility.
Sorry, guys. No padded seats anymore. We got to turn those suckers in.
You're back on stools, fellas. We had to sell them. I almost just said where they stay over. I'll tell you where else.
Don't leak it.
Don't do it. It's private. One of these days, Tucker and I are going to do a show from there.
We were going to do it. Yes, that's our thing. Is one time you will know where the Chiefs stay because we will do a show from there.
Chiefs PR would. I think
have a night. They would go. One of
the funniest things of all time.
Yeah, we can.
Bring the players out, guys. Bring them out.
But you got an extra seat. Come on, have them sit down.
They don't take off their shoes, so they're
not sticky over here. We made sure it wasn't sticky.
what a dumb. Anywho, no, I think Morris is gone. Dude, they've been awful every year he's been there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, like, technically the 1 year it was an interim year, like, and it was like a separate stint. He's been their coach essentially for 3 years in his career, and he's been awful at all.
Yeah.
And they're just trending backwards. Like, the team's terrible. Okay. I think Morris is gone. I think Gannon's gone in Arizona.
Interesting. Okay.
The owner ripping him in front of the entire team after that whole thing with DeMarcado when he was celebrating before he scored and he dropped.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one to come back from.
Man, you kind of got neutered in front of the whole team, and it tells you what the owner thinks of you. So I'm going to say he's gone. AFC. I think McDaniel's actually done enough to, like, stay.
I think he saved his job. I think he did.
No, Glenn's not going anywhere.
No, they're not.
The only way I think the Bills fire McDermott is if they don't want a playoff game.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
Then we get to just a hilarious division that I don't know what to, like. Okay, so one at a time here. Do the Steelers move off of Tomlin?
Should they? Yeah, but I don't think they will.
I agree. Both counts. The Bengals. I know people are going to say, they should they're the Bengals. They're not going to pay two coaches at once.
No, they won't.
I do not think they're going to fire Zach Taylor. I don't. Marvin Lewis was the coach of that team for 17 fucking years. 17 years, like a hostage negotiation. Okay, so I don't think he's going to leave or get fired. Stefanski in Cleveland?
Could.
Kind of feels like we've run to the end of the line there.
Yeah.
I'll go out on a limb and say yes. I'm not like a hard yes on that, but I'll say he goes. And I actually think he can really coach. He's just been stuck with Cleveland. Adjusted for Cleveland, he's Vince Lombardi.
Right.
So factor that in. And then, so here's my surprise one. They don't make the playoffs. I think Harbaugh's getting fired in Baltimore.
I could see that. If they don't make the playoffs, I could definitely see that. Yeah.
I'm hesitant because...
Oh, does he come back to Kansas City? Imagine. Or not back to Kansas City, but back with Andy Reid.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's his staff, yeah. Special teams coordinator takes over Tobe.
Tobe retires.
Oh, no. I mean, with this team, Tobe would become like the OC. Right. It's just like, hey, you've never coached this before. What the hell? Give it a shot. Like, Tucker and I were talking off air, and I was like, who the hell's the running backs coach? And Tucker's like, it's Todd Pinkston. Todd Pinkston was a fucking receiver with the Eagles. Like, they just randomly were like, hey, give him a job. So, like, it would be great if they brought Harbaugh back and he became the special teams coordinator.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, instead of firing Dave Tobe, he's been reassigned to passing game coordinator.
Right. Yes.
Like, hey, good. He's worked with receivers as gunners. That works.
Right. Yeah.
No, listen, I think that's my surprise. The only thing that stops me from feeling confident about it is Bisciotti, the owner, Steve Bisciotti. Like, he's a very loyal guy, and he's very big on continuity, and he loves Harbaugh.
Yeah.
But I just want, there's got to be a point here.
Right.
It's like, okay, but you never win anything, and your team is always thought of as one of the most talented teams. So give me Baltimore and Cleveland in that division. In the South, I mean, we know about Tennessee, of course. Nobody else is getting fired. And in the West, the only one, it wouldn't be a firing. Does Carroll just step down?
Yeah, Carroll just might realize, I don't want to do this anymore.
Like,
he doesn't need to do this anymore.
He's in his mid-70s. Like, is he just like, I'm done with this?
He should. I don't know if he does, though, because those football coaches are psychopaths.
So I think we're looking at about,
is that 4?
That's 5, I think, right? 5, like 5 more plus the 2. So I think we're looking at like 6 to 7 openings.
Black Monday could be interesting.
Could be.
With all of it going down. Yeah, there could be a real opportunity that Matt Nagy does go somewhere, and especially if if Harbaugh gets fired, I would not at all object to bringing him on to the Chiefs coaching staff if he doesn't just automatically get a head coaching job somewhere else, right? Like, that's a very real possibility that he gets fired from the Ravens and then the Cardinals bring him in or something like that, right? But,
well, if you're him, at that point, he's not going to the Cardinals. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know, it'd be great. You imagine if Tomlin and him got fired and they just switch places,
swap teams
situation,
dude.
Chaos.
Has that ever happened?
Chaos.
There's no way it's ever happened like that. Like interconference coach swaps.
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. There are some hilarious old school NFL stories. Here's one for you. You know this? The Rams and the Colts, the owners just swapped franchises in the 70s.
I did not know that. That is
straight
insane.
Up. So, Carol Rosenblum.
What?
Oh, yeah. Carol Rosenblum owned the Colts when they were in Baltimore.
Uh-huh.
And traded the franchise to the owner of the Rams, who is, his name's escaping me at the moment. I'll go. What was his name?
Was it Lumpy? Was it Kroenke?
What?
Stan Kroenke. He came later, right? Okay.
So Carol Rosenblum.
I was 70s, yeah.
He took over the Rams in 72. And it doesn't say here who the hell. But he swapped franchises with the owner of the Rams. Because I'm an idiot. It was the Irsay's. It was Robert Irsay. It was Robert Irsay. Right. I was thinking there was another owner in between. There was. So Robert Irsay owned the Rams. Carol Rosenblum owned the Colts. And they were like, fuck it. Let's swap teams.
What?
And they did. And then Carol Rosenblum, tragically, drowned in 1979. And his wife, Georgia Frontiere, took over ownership and became the first female owner in sports, or in the NFL at least. And then won the Super Bowl 20 years later with the St. Louis Rams. He passed away at age 72. And so he passed away and so on and so forth. And Georgia Frontiere took over 70% ownership of the Rams, and she lived up until 2008 when she died at the age of 80. Kroenke, got over it, got involved, and the team went back to LA. But in any event, yeah. So that's happened. Teams have traded owners before.
Whoa.
In the 70s, George Allen was the coach of the Redskins, and he hated rookies, hated them.
Good. Yeah.
So he would trade like all of his draft picks every year. Every year, he just didn't have draft picks. Like he would just, they were nicknamed the Over the Hill Gang in the 70s because they had like the oldest team in the league every year. He hated draft picks so much that one time he traded the same draft pick twice, and it caused like a massive problem because these teams were like, "Well, it's our pick." He traded it to us, and the other teams were like, "Well, no, he traded it to us." And then the NFL was like, "Who the hell did you trade it to?" He's like, "Well, I forgot, but both of them." So they had to like figure it out.
Yeah,
but if you look at Washington Redskins draft history, it's absolutely hysterical. So like if you go to the 70s when Allen was in charge of that team, he took over 71. Okay. So they did not have a first round pick in 69, which was under Lombardi. 70. Now he gets involved. They didn't have a first round pick in 71. They also didn't have a third, a fourth, or a fifth round pick. In 1972, they didn't draft until the 8th round.
That's awesome.
In 1973, they didn't draft until the 5th round. In 1974, they didn't draft until the 6th. In 1975 and 76, they didn't draft until the 5th. In 77, their first round pick came. Their the fourth round pick was their first pick. 78 was a sixth rounder, and 79 was a fourth rounder. And that team somehow never skipped a beat. Just sailed along, was competitive all through the 70s, and then won 3 Super Bowls in the 80s and early 90s.
That's insane.
That's overrated. Fuck them picks.
Well, Les Snead did that.
That's right. Got to plug in my computer so I'm disappear for a minute. But yeah, fuck them picks.
Yeah, it's a good point. I was looking at the 1972 Baltimore Colts.
Yeah,
because they give you on Pro Football Reference
football team.
Terrible football team, and it gives you like all of the details about the team, right? Of like, oh, this is where they play, like on Pro Football Reference. Right. Their training camp was Baltimore, by the way, Baltimore Colts. Their training camp, Colorado School of Mines.
That set the tone.
Set the tone in Golden, Colorado.
So I believe, and I know I'm sure people are tuning out at this point, but Mike, so Joe Thomas, I believe, was the GM of that team.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
And he went from there. So he was involved with the Dolphins, and he went there, and he burned that team to the ground because he was a complete maniac. He was an egocentric lunatic. And then the Niners hired him in the late 70s.
Yeah, 77.
And one of the first things he did when he got there was went into their archives at the facility and burned every piece of film that existed in their archive before he got there. Because he was like, nothing before Joe Thomas mattered.
That's insane.
It's like, I've heard like John Brody, who won the 70 MVP for the Niners as a quarterback, was like, I'd love to go back and look at my highlights, but unless NFL Films has it, like, we don't have anything that we did because he burned it all.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
These football guys are insane.
And then he got fired, and they brought in this guy named Bill Walsh, and things were looking up after that.
Yeah, the Bill Walsh brought in Mike Lombardi too. So like,
well, according to Mike Lombardi,
right. According to Mike Lombardi, he was also the Super Bowl. He was a 3-time Super Bowl manager or whatever the fuck he calls it.
He was like around the building.
Yeah, he was a chauffeur.
So it's like me saying I've won 3 Super Bowls with the Chiefs.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
you're in the building.
I watched the games.
Yeah.
Yes.
You won them.
Yeah,
that's just as close as Mr. Lombardi did.
About as important as he was.
Also, no relation, by the way.
No, there's not.
I could dog shit on Mike Lombardi for a long time, but I won't.
Just go after him.
Yeah. Well, I think that might do it for this podcast, Matt, unless you want to talk about Josh Allen being better than Patrick Mahomes.
No, we'll save it. We got a lot of road ahead of us.
We do, and there could be some really hilarious runway, too. We could get a really good runway.
We're saving that for if they lose in the playoffs to some bozo fest of a team.
Oh, we're Windmill 360. It's going to be a dunk contest.
We're going to have like a 3-hour show.
Vince Carter.
Oh, my God.
Arm in the rim.
It's like a dunk contest if you could somehow include everyone who's ever been in it.
Right.
Okay. Yes. It's like, we're going to start with Dr. J and just go from there. Okay. Yeah. That's what that show is going to be, because I've had to listen to so many people just give me the most disingenuous bullshit arguments. And I'm telling you right now, it will not be a fun listen for Western New York. If they lose it, after all the crap I've had to listen to the last few days, they lose in the AFC playoffs this year. That's more than enough out of everyone involved.
Yeah. What is their odds to make the playoffs right now? What if they miss the playoffs?
Oh, they have to lose like every game. They'll make the playoffs.
Yeah, the Chiefs didn't make it easy. The Chiefs made it easy on them, didn't they? Yeah, they got a 97% chance. If they lose against the Patriots, they still have a 94% chance to make the playoffs. So we'll see. But we'll be back after the Chiefs and Chargers play. Shout out to everyone who liked it, everyone for subscribing. I'm going to go over to the podcast app on my phone to see if anybody left a 5-star rating and review. As always, this is your favorite part of our Friday shows as we end the show with this here. Again, lots of great positive feedback on the show that we did on Monday. So I heard a lot of people tell me in person as well that it was a good show. So huge wins all around. Nope, no new reviews. So you guys got to pick it up. You guys got to tell us how good we are by leaving a 5-star rating and review.
Because otherwise I'm pissed.
Oh, you don't want Matt to be pissed either.
No. I mean, the Chiefs already do this enough. Please. The last thing I need is to be pissed when they're not on television. At this point, it feels like a threat when I see that they're see the schedule and they're still on it.
Thank God it's a new game, right?
Yeah, because then by Sunday night I can see again. Blind with rage.
At least the podcast will be done earlier.
Yeah, it will. Yeah,
that'll be nice.
You can do it during Minnesota Dallas Sunday Night Football.
God, yeah, we're not. We're gonna just shit on that game, aren't we? Yeah, no. The last when I went to bed, Matt, after we recorded on Sunday Night Football, right? So we recorded. I think we started at like 1 a.m. Right? Was that right? I didn't go to bed till 4.
I was in bed at 3. So I beat you, but man, yeah, it was a long one.
Long night, but appreciate everybody as always. All the ball knowers, thank you guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. From Verderame, I'm Tucker Franklin. Thank you to our sponsors, Ben Holiday, Bottled and Bond Bourbon. We will catch you guys after the Chargers play the Chiefs.